know, we are like JetBlue or United Airlines or American Airlines. We have our extra legroom seats over here. They don't recline, and there are no peanuts or beverage service. But if you do want a little extra space because of COVID, we have set those up as well. I want to welcome some people up here with me. You know my left and my right hand here, Rabbi Cheryl, who's going to be helping us with services a bit over the holidays, and I'm grateful for her. I want to thank Lisa Fisher for her great return to Ramat Shalom. For years, she was our pianist, and it's such an honor to have you back here with us. And not to put any pressure on the queen of the Bima, but Jody Rosenthal is here with us as our high holiday cantor. She has many things that make her famous and well known, but one of the fun ones is, he left the room, that she and Robert Pinkert grew up together. But her voice really is absolutely fantastic, and she's such a great human being that we are so blessed to have her here with us as we start 5783. So you should have gotten, or it's on your chair in your machzor, a supplement. Number 1 is where we begin, the words return again, and we'll do a little nigun, and if we go into singing those words, you can follow along, and if we don't, that's okay as well.
Sounds perfect. Good evening. Shana Tova. So nice to be here with all of you.
Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul.
I know many folks are watching us online tonight. You're gathering around your dinner tables. I know that because lots of you told me so, and we are grateful that you are joining and watching us. Special shout out and appreciation to our friends David and Carrie, who I know had some issues logging in tonight, so I hope that you are watching and doing okay on your Zoom there. I want to ask Rabbi Cheryl to light the candles for us on page 28. And as we're about to bring in the new light of 5783, I hate to be grateful that we're not kind of in the cone, although I know the cone is shifted, because if we're grateful for that, it means we're grateful that somebody else is having the storm headed towards them. But right now, I'm just grateful that we can continue over the next few days with our holidays. I know we all need a lot of light and love and peace in our lives, and may these candles capture that, this light and love and light, not just for us, but our community, our state, our nation, the world, for Israel, for the Ukraine. I want to point out tonight that I got to call the florist and design the floral arrangement for the Bima, and I intentionally had them put sunflowers in there. As the sunflowers of the nation of Ukraine. So they are here with us in spirit as we light candles together on page 28. right below the candle blessings, we say the Shehechianu. Grateful that we're all able to be here together and just welcome a new year.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh.
Looking at this boy over here that's sitting next to this man that I know very well. I'm like, who's that? And the same thing happened over here. It's like COVID took you guys away from us, and now all of a sudden you're back, and I don't recognize some of you. You became adults, the nerve of you. We didn't change at all, right? Right? So we said the Shehechianu. We are here. We are together. Cantor Jody is bringing a beautiful tradition into our community, one that many of you have asked for a while, but this beautiful prayer that really is the Chazan's prayer, the Cantor's prayer. I'm going to let you introduce it a little bit, and it'll inspire you.
Thank you, Rabbi. So during the High Holy Days, it's traditional to recite a prayer called Hineni, Here I Am. It signifies a readiness to answer the call. It's not about being here physically. It's more about the emotional and spiritual presence, ready to be a voice for you. It's an outpouring of hopes written by an anonymous medieval cantor. This prayer is traditionally sung not with or to, but for the congregation by the cantor, the chazan, or shaliach tzibur, a messenger of the community. As I acknowledge the honor and tremendous responsibility that you have given me of serving you for these high holy days, I found a beautifully written interpretation of the traditional liturgy by Rabbi Rachel Barenblatt, also known as the Velveteen Rabbi, that gives a perfect, deeper meaning for this prayer. And then I will sing a contemporary setting. Hineni, here I stand, painfully aware of my flaws, quaking in my canvas shoes and in my heart. I'm here on behalf of this kahal, even though the part of me that's quick to knock myself says I'm not worthy to lead them. All creation was nurtured in your compassionate womb. God of our ancestors, help me as I call upon your mercy. Don't blame this community for the places where I miss the mark, in my actions or my heart, in my thoughts or in our davening. Each of us is responsible for her own teshuvah. Help us remember that without recriminations. Accept my prayer as though I were exactly the leader this community needs in this moment, as though my voice never faltered. Free me from my own baggage that might get in the way. See us through the rose-colored glasses of your mercy. Transform our suffering into gladness. Dear one, may my prayer reach you wherever you are, for your name's sake. All praise is due to you, dear one, who hears the prayers of our hearts. I come with joy, I come with hope, I come with vision and intention. I come with prayer, I come with love, with searching and sacred questions. Hineni, here I am. I come with peace of mind. I know just where I stand. Here I am. I come with trust, I come with pride, I come with justice and with freedom. I come with history, I come with family, with knowledge and with wisdom. Hineni, here I am. I come with peace of mind. I know just where I stand. Here I am. Where you go, I will go. Where you lead, I will follow. Your people will be mine, and your God will be my God. We welcome you with open arms, with joy and hope, with prayer and love. We welcome you with trust and pride, with history and family. Hineni, here I am. I come with peace of mind. I know just where I stand. Here I am. Here I am. Here I am.
If you can, we're going to rise together. Page 58, the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yirgadol, Yirgadash, Merabah, V'yamad Yivrachirutein, V'yamlich Malchutein, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, Uv'chayaydecho Bet Yisrael, Ba'ala, Uv'izman Karev, V'yimeru,
Amen.
Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'alam Olamei Almaya, Yiparach, Yishtabach, V'yitbar, V'yitраman, V'yitnaseh, V'yitador, V'yitalel, V'yitalol, Shemei Tekudashah, Le'olam, Min kol V'yachata V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, Damiron Bama, V'yimeru, Amen.
Remain standing as we turn together to page 62.
Amen.
turn together to page 62. We're still on 62. I go in my Shabbat version. We turn the page. Here we go on to Ma'ariv Aravim as the evening settles and the sun goes down. 5783 creeps gently into our lives.
This has lots of lies. So I'll sing it one time through and then you'll sing after me, and it's really easy. I promise you'll pick it up. Sounds like you already know it.
We need to summon all the ahava, all the love that's out there, the ahavat olam, the love in the world. We need some of it in our hearts. We got to share it with others. The more we summon it, the stronger the world will be. Ahavat olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Torah mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, v'shofteinu v'komenu,
76, to the oldest of our prayers, the most central of our prayers, the prayer that reminds us to stop and pay attention. And when we pay attention, we can hear that unity that feels like it's missing in the world today. 76.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
We continue with the Via Havta on page 76. And for some reason, this has even more meaning to me this year than it usually does. And I guess I have Zoom to thank for that. Because what this prayer talks about is our responsibility to pass down our traditions to our children. And both of our mothers are online tonight, and Abigail and Jonah. And somehow I feel warm. I feel like they're sitting here with me. So join me with the Via Havta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom al levavecha, vishinantam levanecha, vidibarta bam, bishivtecha beveitecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, ushachbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, V'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha.
Last night, was it last night? No, 2 nights ago. What's tonight? Sunday night. So Friday night, at our Zoom Shabbat service that we did preceding the holidays, I talked about the fact that Judaism is just filled with transitions, and transitions are huge. Every transition just needs to be acknowledged. As simple as walking through a doorway into another space is a holy moment in Judaism. It's why we put mezuzot on the doorposts. And here we are, marking a transition from 5782 to 5783. Not as simple. Talk to this lady here and this lady here. There's a lot of work that goes into planning this transition, this Rosh HaShanah. In our Machzor, in our Siddur, here you can find it on page 90, we have the song of transition, our ancestors making it from slavery. They don't make it all the way to Israel yet. They know they got a 40-year journey ahead of them. But they've made it at least to the other side. They're marking a transition as they sang these words, just as we sing them tonight, marking a transition to the new year. Page 90, Mi Chamocha. Want me to get it? Do you need help? Thank you. Ta-da!
Thank you.
Mi chamocha paelim Adonai, mi chamocha netar b'kodesh, norahu tehillah,
מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
I invite you to turn to the supplement tonight to our second song there, our second prayer, Hashkivenu, our prayer as we enter the new year, that we are just surrounded by goodness, by health, by love, by family, friends, and community.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Hamidenu Einu v'chayim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Hamidenu Malkeinu l'chayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chayim, l'chayim, l'chayim.
It's not an easy thing to be a cantor, and have to deal with a rabbi who likes to sing. And so I've apologized in private, but this is Rosh HaShanah, so I will do it publicly. I'm sorry. Because sometimes I just go in my own little world, and she's very patient with me. And these two ladies have pulled together the impossible over the past couple of weeks, and then you got me just going off in my own world. So I can feel the glares. I got it. I'm bad. No, not a mean glare, but thank you. We are going to rise together. As we rise together, I want to point out something special that somebody who's near and dear to many of us here in the community, Cantor Natalie Young, is good friends with our wonderful cantorial soloist tonight, Jody Rosenthal, and I think you can feel that vibe there, right? And so we're going to be bringing Natalie into our sanctuary tonight by singing her Adonai Sfatai on 104, but we all rise together for the Amidah tonight. After we do that, you'll have some silent time. You can use the words in the Machzor. You can use your own thoughts. There's beautiful readings and poems throughout the Machzor. Whenever you're done, as you know, there's no rush. 104. Adonai Svatai Tivta
שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך ופי יגיד תהילתך אדוני שפתי תפתח אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך ופי יגיד תהילתך אדוני שפתי תפתח אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך ופי יגיד תהילתך.
Take your time, no rush. When you're done, you can be seated.
Shalom Ra al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lechol ha'shalom v'tov einecha levarach et amcho Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. בספר החיים ברכה ושלום, ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה, ברכה ושלום ניזכר ונכתב לפניך, אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל לחיים טובים ושלום. ברוך אתה אדוני
125 and 126, we come to a prayer called the Elohai Nitzor. Like the opening verse of the Amidah, this prayer employs the singular and deals with the power of words. But here the concern is for words between people, not those directed to God. Some people find it easier to talk to God than to talk to others. Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi, these powerful words amidst the prayers that we know so well from our evening service, stir our souls. These words and the haunting melody implore God to hear us, to bless us, to truly understand the depth of our pleas. It is, for all intents and purposes, a moment of transition, a moment where we dive in and begin the work of transforming ourselves for the new year. Page 125, 126.
I was explaining to somebody this afternoon, lots of you know I wasn't raised in a very Jewish home. I love you, Mama, I know you're watching, but you taught me spirituality and you taught me God. But it was your dad, my grandfather, who really introduced me to my Judaism. And one of the ways he did that was to show me pictures of family members. And his grandfather, who I didn't know him, but he was known as Grandpa Landisman, was a rabbi in the Ukraine. That's where he's buried. So lots of us here can trace our roots back. I shouldn't say the Ukraine, to Ukraine, right? And the story I tell tonight, it was written by Yerachmi al Tilis, but it's a story about Rabbi Pinchas of Koretz, who lived in the 1700s in Eastern Europe and died in 1791 in Ukraine. It's a reminder of our connections to that nation that's under attack, in addition to our sunflowers. But it's a bigger reminder that we need each other. Rabbi Pinchas was a spiritual giant of his generation. At first, his greatness was mostly unknown, though, to the people around him, but he didn't have any regrets because of that. It suited him just fine. He spent his days and most of his nights in Torah study, in prayer, and in meditation. Rarely was he interrupted, but then word began to spread about Rabbi Pinchas, that he was very, very special. And people began to visit him on a regular basis, seeking out his guidance, requesting his support, asking for his prayers and his blessings. The more he helped people, the more they came. The trickle to his door became a stream, and the stream became a night and day daily flood of increased knocks and outpourings of personal stories and requests for help. Rabbi Pinchas was confused. He felt he was no longer serving God properly. He didn't have time to study and pray and meditate, and he didn't know what to do about this. He needed more privacy and less distraction. But how could he turn away dozens and even hundreds of people who genuinely felt that they could get help from him? How could he convince them to seek that help elsewhere, to others, to go to others more willing and qualified than he was? So then he had an idea. He would pray for God's help on this matter. He would ask God to arrange it that people not be attracted to seek him out. Let God please make me, not me, God, I don't want to be this way, but his Pinchas's words. Make me despicable in the eyes of fellows. There are people who think that about me anyway, but whatever. Well, there's an old saying that says, a tzaddik decrees and heaven agrees. And Rabbi Pinchas's prayers became reality. No longer did people visit him. Not only that, on those occasions when he went to town, he was met with averted heads and, let's just say, a chilly atmosphere. But Rabbi Pinchas, he didn't mind it at all. Indeed, he was delighted because now he had all the time in the world to study and to pray and to meditate. The old pattern was restored. Rarely was he interrupted. Nobody was coming to him to seek his guidance, request his prayers, or beseech his blessing. Then the days of awe, Rosh HaShanah and Yom Kippur came and went, and there remained only 4 brief, busy days to prepare for the joyful festival of Sukkot. Usually, or rather every year until this time, there had always been some students or local townspeople who were too glad to help the pious Rabbi Pinchas construct his sukkah. But this time, not a single person arrived. Nobody liked him, so no one even thought to help him. Not being handy in these matters, the rabbi didn't know what to do. Finally, having no choice, he was forced to hire a stranger off the streets to build his sukkah for him. But the stranger didn't have the tools that were needed, and Rabbi Pinchas couldn't get a single Jew in his neighborhood to lend him the tools because they disliked him so much. In the end, isn't this always the case? His wife had to go and borrow tools from neighbors, and even that was difficult to accomplish due to the fact that a lot of people just didn't like her husband. With just a few hours till the onset of Sukkot, the stranger hired by the rabbi finally managed to complete a flimsy, minimal sukkah. And as the sun slid between the forest branches and the rabbi's wife lit the Sukkot candles, Rabbi Pinchas hurried off to shul. He always made a point to attend the congregational prayers on the holidays. Besides, he didn't want to miss the opportunity to acquire a guest to bring into his sukkah, something so important to the essence of the holiday. You have to bring guests into your sukkah. In those days, in Europe, people desiring an invitation to a meal in a sukkah would stand in the back of the shul at the end of the prayers. And the homeowners would then invite them upon their way out to their house, happy to easily accomplish this mitzvah of hospitality. Well, Rabbi Pinchas, unfortunately, he didn't find it so simple. Even those people who didn't have a place to eat and were desperate for an invitation to a sukkah in order to enjoy the festive meal, turned him down without a second thought. Eventually, everyone who needed a place and everybody who wanted a guest were satisfied, except for the great Rabbi Pinchas. He trudged home alone, saddened and a bit shaken up at the realization that he might never have another guest. Not even the special festive, not even a guest at this festive meal on the first night of Sukkot. This was a terribly sad part of the privacy that he so longed for. He got to his house and he paused right outside the sukkah. And he began to chant the traditional invitation to what we call the Ushpizin, the 7 heavenly guests who were taught visit every sukkah across the world during Sukkot. Although not many are privileged to actually see these exalted visitors, because most of them have passed from the world, Rabbi Pinchas, he was a tzaddik, so he could see the guests when he summoned them with this prayer. And this year, as he started to say the blessing on the first night of Sukkot, he lifted his eyes and he saw the most powerful guest, the most powerful of the Ushpizim, Abraham from the Torah, the first of the Ushpizim and therefore the honored guest for the first night of Sukkot. He was standing there, right outside of Rabbi Pinchas' sukkah, but he was maintaining a distance. And Rabbi Pinchas cried out to him in anguish, "Avraham, Father Abraham, why don't you come into my sukkah? Why do you stay so far away from me? What did I do wrong?" And Abraham replied, "I, Abraham, am the embodiment of what we call chesed, that is serving God through deeds of loving kindness. Hospitality," Abraham said, "was my specialty. My wife Sarah and I, we invited everyone into our tent. I won't join a festival table where there are no guests. I'm sorry, Rabbi Pinchas." The crestfallen rabbi quickly reordered his priorities, and he prayed right there and then that everything be restored to as it had been, and that he should find favor in the eyes of his fellow Jews exactly as before. He's a lucky guy, because again, his prayers were answered. And within a short time, throngs of people were again finding their way to his door, filling up his sukkah, seeking his guidance, asking his support, requesting his prayers, and beseeching his blessings. No longer could he devote all or even most of his time to his Torah study, his prayer, and to his meditation. But thanks to his holy guest on Sukkot, thanks to Abraham, this was no longer a problem. From this simple story about Rabbi Pinchas, we learn why Rabbi Hillel taught us, do not separate yourself from your community. And we learn why in the book of Genesis, when God creates Adam, God says it's not good for Adam to be alone. Many of us learned the value of these words as we isolated during the pandemic. As a result, we can appreciate why our tradition teaches us and expects us to make for ourselves a mentor and acquire for ourselves a friend. When we connect with the community, when we connect with friends, when we learn from teachers, we're not alone. By getting together, panim el panim, face to face, as many of us do right here tonight in the sanctuary and will do over the next several days, as all of us do during these high holy days, we give ourselves an invaluable connection, a connection to each other, one we've missed as we've isolated in our homes. It's by gathering together, just like this, that we rediscover an incredible path that lies before all of us, a path to blessing, a path to meaning, a path to purpose, a path to belonging. In us, in this room that will be filled with people tomorrow, we give ourselves what we call hope. And what we'll talk about tomorrow and on day 2 is this need to give ourselves this gift of hope. It's an honor to stand before our intimate group tonight and wish for the first time officially, Shana Tova. Invite us all to rise together. 12:02. The regulars on Friday night know that I often say this, and sometimes I fear I sound like a broken record. But Aleinu is ultimately about reminding us that we have these bodies. And in some ways, I look out at the group tonight, and I realize I'm preaching to the choir. I mean, not just because Anita's here, and she is in the choir, and Jody is in the choir, but because most of you in this room, you get this. We have these bodies because we have hands, we have mouths, we have hearts, we have brains, we have eyes and ears. We have these bodies to go out and fix the world. And so in the Aleinu, we're taught to move the body. We're taught to bend our knees and bow, not just because we're symbolically standing before God, but because ultimately Aleinu is there as this reminder that we've been given these gifts and to use them to go out and change the world. 12:02, Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shenatan lanu Torah emet, v'chaye olam nata betochenu. Here we go. V'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Bottom of 12:06. 12:06. This is a time of year where we often miss so dearly those who have left us, but whose spirit remains an essential part of our life. I went over to the Ramat section of Menorah Gardens today to visit the graves of some of our friends there who we miss. I happened to run into one of our families that happened to be there. And I know many of you are thinking about folks as well. I just want to let everybody know that Cantor Jody is putting together a really, really, really beautiful Yisker service, which we're moving the schedule around a little bit, so you should have gotten a flyer when you came in tonight. We're going to be doing Yisker at 1, and then at 4 o'clock, at Cantor Jody's suggestion, we're going to be doing a healing service. Because many people have said to me, and I've learned this really because of my colleague here, I haven't necessarily lost someone, but over the past couple of years, boy, I feel like I've lost so much. And so, thanks to the wisdom of this woman standing up here tonight, all of us will have the opportunity, one, to remember our loved ones, and then later in the afternoon to just start to pick up the pieces as we begin the new year. I want to acknowledge all of those who are marking yard sites as we begin 5783. Joseph Berger, Eileen Heyman, Isabel Steinberg, Solomon Beiser, Rose Farron, May Feinberg, Leighton Michael, Morris Goldenberg, Stephen Goldstein, Max Goodhart, Blossom Gardner, Lois Harris, Mitchell Haas, Arnold Forster, Doris Forster, Bertha Dwoskin, Gertrude Leeds, Jerome Mallet, Lauren Perlstein, Rosalind Katz, Doris Forster, my lips is repeating here, I apologize. Lucille Dreilinger, Marvin Goldstein, Billy Schulman, Bessie Schultz-Schwartz, Lou Schved, Irma Tescher, Elaine Kuttner, Rose Wachtel, Arthur Walder, Israel Amdor, Harold Kostrich, H.H. Ensline, Morris Goldenberg, Regina Cates, Carolyn Marks, Harriet Marks, Sam Thompson. And of course, as always, as we rise together for the Mourners Kaddish on 12/16, I invite you to say names of those who you'd like to bring into the room tonight. And remember, on Zoom, we can see the chat. So if you want to type them in there, go ahead as well. And as this is going on, I want to invite up Jody and Anita. And I think those are just our two choir members who are here with us tonight. If I have missed somebody. Oh, Nick. My apologies. Nancy, if you'd like to join us as well. Anybody have any names you want to mention? Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma dibarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv imeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmai almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar, v'yithale, v'yithalal, shemei d'kudesha b'richu. We repeat, remember, le'ela, le'ela, mikol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imeru. Amen. I invite you to number 3 in the supplement.
Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy.
got one of our old choir members who has been, Joel appeared. We've been missing men in the choir. This is awesome. It's so great to have you here. Thank you, guys. And we'll be bringing them up at different parts in the service, and I'm just thrilled to have you guys here with us. I want to just take advantage of the fact that I can bring up somebody who is incredibly special to me. I've known her since she was a little girl, and I've watched her thrive in life despite some major challenges that have been thrown her way. And she gave me the opportunity of doing one of the most incredible things in my rabbinic career. And that was to play a role in hiring her as our new director. I never remember what your title is. Director of Education, Torah School, Youth Pro. It's a really special, magical thing to be able to call you my colleague. And what you've done already in your short time here has been magical. So I know you're coming up and doing another honor during the service, and I love your sister just as much. But I just wanted to show you off a little bit and just bring you up and have you do the Kiddush and the Motzi with me, because it's very, very special. Every rabbi should have the opportunity to have this happen, and I am so honored to have you here with us. So the Kiddush, our blessing over the wine. We do our Motzi. You hold that. You need that. A blessing over the apple. By the way, this year I put all of the blessings, if you want them, on the supplement. You can find them. But I invite you to rise with us. Just a reminder, our early service, and there will be more people tomorrow, and given the way ticketing is, especially if you didn't pre-register, I suggest you get here about 30 minutes beforehand. But the early service, which is our hour-long shorter service, starts at 9 to 10 sharp, and then 10:30 to, if the rabbi doesn't talk too much, we should be hopefully out of here.
Don't look at me, you do talk a lot.
12:30, the latest 1 o'clock. I might just love that everybody's here, so I will hopefully not talk too long. Tashlik will be available. We have created, thanks to this lady, individual Tashlik bags, which will be available as you leave, and then carefully you can cross the streets tomorrow with your family and toss your sins in the water. So let's do the Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen l'chaim. I've missed doing my little shtick in front of everybody, which I've done for so many years, and one year I didn't do it and somebody got mad at me, so we still remember that in the sky tonight, if you've got really good eyesight or a really cool telescope, you'll see the sliver of the new moon. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And every year, this is the first year I finally realized it, we put the honey on the table, and then Dennis, our wonderful maintenance man, gets really mad at me because it goes everywhere. So we have symbolic, as we say in our preschool, there's imaginary honey that we dip our apples in. You are more than welcome to take a real apple as we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'etz. And we wish ourselves a Shana Tova, but without, at least we have to sing a little taste, a little bit of Avinu Malkeinu. So I invite you, as we gather our stuff and take some challah and come and get an apple, we do a little bit of Avinu Malkeinu. You'll get the full deal tomorrow. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Aneinu v'aneinu, Yein banu ma'asim, Aseh imanu.
tzedaka v'chesed te'oshienu.
To the top, to the top.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu v'aneinu, ki ein banu nasi.
Before you leave tonight, how awesome is it that here on this bima, we have incredible female power, right? I think that's really, really, really important. I'm not saying that to be a joke. I mean, to have a rabbi, a cantor, a pianist, an educational director, an executive director, an early childhood director. I mean, we are so blessed. I'm lucky.
You're outnumbered.
I got to be careful, right? But we're not done, right? Exactly. Thank you to these incredible women. I look forward to the next couple days with you guys as well. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.